Welcome to Streams of Income, hosted by best-selling author and entrepreneur Dr. David Powers, where we discuss streams of income, passive income, residual income, and even why there are dinosaurs and zombies in this intro. Fasten your seatbelts and get ready to dive in.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of the Streams of Income podcast, and this is pretty cool. This is, we filmed 2 days in a row. You're not watching it 2 days in a row, maybe, I don't know, but part two of Omar's series on starting a real business and scaling that business. So today, part two is from $1 to 100K. So last time, so if you're catching this one, I advise you to go back to the last one from $0 to $1. Watch that one. Watch his other podcasts with me as well, because they're pretty awesome. And then today, though, we're going to talk about $1 to 100K. So in the last episode, we talked about starting from scratch, how to find your first gig, pick a niche, survive slow times, price your services, and why businesses fail, which happens way too much. Today, we're going to tackle the elephant in the room. How do you legitimize your side hustle, which most of you have side hustles. Most of you have several side hustles. How do we take one, legitimize it, turn it into a full-time income-generating service business? All right, man. That set them up pretty good, I think, for what you're about getting ready to give them.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. If I want to summarize the first episode, it's all about hustling, and finding your niche and putting a price on it. That's probably it's something worth going and kind of see if there's any new ideas there for you. I've looked around in YouTube. I couldn't find any contents that really talk about this issue. And I think it's very important. That's where people get stuck at the very beginning. And once you pass that stage, it's I wouldn't say it's sailing from there. It would probably be another phase of challenges. But so productizing is how you move forward from the first phase in business from 0 to 1. And once you have some kind of demand, any demand, once a week, one job a month, doesn't matter. That's your side hustle. You still have your job. Don't quit your job. Do not think that you're going to be the next Elon Musk or the next, I don't want to destroy your dream, but unless you have an idea that's been fail tested and it's proven, and you pitched it to so many intelligent people out there who already been through businesses and exits at a multi-million-dollar level, don't take the risk on your own without testing your idea. So there is still out there a lot of demand for unicorns, and I'm not gonna discourage you from that, but at the same time, there's from every 100 guy that I see, they're pitching their ideas. I watch pitches every week. I go to the 1 Million Cup here in town and I listen to people's ideas, and I'm like, please don't waste your life on this because it's already existing. Somebody else is doing it better than you are. Just stop right there and think of some real problem that need a big solution that you might be able of doing now, just because of the tools that we have that nobody else have, and everybody's wired different. Yeah. So you could be the one that's solving the big blind issue, or you could be the next one that could be solving the traffic. Who knows? Cool. So basically, yeah, we can jump into the first question. Is in short, how do we go from $1 to $100,000 a year of revenue? And the simple answer in one word, it's productizing your service. You just need to think of your service as you have a store, and just like any other store, you have items, you have supplies, and there's a demand, and people is coming to the store and they find the item they want and they buy it. Except in service, it's intangible. You're not going to know what's all wrong and what they're asking for. They might come and ask you to come and replace one plywood, and when you pull it out, there's rotten wood underneath, and then the scope of work becomes something else.
Yeah.
So But although most of businesses, their first response to me is like, yeah, my service cannot be productized. I'm in a roofing business. I'm in the heating and air business. I was like, okay, well, but now you're just like anybody else. You're just a roof. Like when I go to Google and search for a roofing company, I have 1,000 people to choose from, and the highest one on the search results is the guy that paid the most money for that lead. And you're not going to be able to compete with those guys. So don't waste your money on the AG list leads or the home advisors or any of that stuff. That's very much for you in that stage is it might drain you for money and you might not get anywhere. And unless you have investors who wants to throw money on advertising, then that's another deal. Even if you're in a very difficult business to productize, you need to sit down and you need to think of ways to create the 99-cent burger. And what I mean by the 99-cent burger, I go to, I remember Burger King back in the days used to have specials, 99-cent Whopper.
Yeah.
We used to go buy 5 of those. You're 20-year-old, you can go, you can eat 5 burgers, and then after that, it's like, did you try their milkshake? That's an awesome, it was $3. And did you try their fries? Did you, today I'm going to go and try their fish sandwich. And now I'm kind of like, so basically you need to think of the 99-cent burger for your business. If you're in a landscaping business, why don't you just throw an offer out there that you do a common yard mowing for $40 a week? Sounds very reasonable, but it's weekly. It's $40 a week. And if this person wants to hire you weekly, guess how many weeks in a month? More than what you're charging now. So that's kind of a very cool way. I have a guy on the Boots and Ladders platform that offers, I think, hedging the shrubs, mowing, fluffing your mulch, edging, cutting, like really manicure your property before an event or whatever. If you're having a special thing going on, and he grabs the leaves and all that stuff for $260. It's a very nice, straightforward package that my wife can go on the platform and buy, because she doesn't have to go. She doesn't know, like we said in the first episode, we're in 2025 and most people does not know how to order a service. So this guy productizes his service for $260. He does everything that you have no idea you needed done. So that's very much is what productizing is. And I have a lot of ideas for a lot of guys. And what we've done here, we pre-generated offers and we had them on the platform. So if somebody does not know how to productize a heating and air conditioning, we have it on the platform. It's like, hey, you can offer common repairs, like common things that goes wrong. 80% of the service calls that air conditioning company have, it's either a condensation line that's clogged or usually a capacitor. Capacitor accounts for a lot, contactor, stuff like this. Why don't you just package all 3 controls and say common repairs, air conditioning, $380. Well, it's still cheaper for me and more money for you to come one time, do all that stuff, and not take a chance, or you go and making that trip for the service call, for the $90 service call, and lose the job for another competition who's going to come after you.
And the average homeowner, things like the HVAC filters, most people don't even know what size they have.
I actually have to replace 2 rooftop units that haven't been replaced in 5 years. And it was a mess. It was a big mess. I don't know how that unit kept running. Their space was full of dust. It was a mess. But so air conditioning, plumbing. I have an electrician who offers common electrical repair. He said most of their calls, either a breaker or a switch that stopped working. Or GIF, I think. That's a lot of the, and he offered it for $220. It's more tangible for me as a buyer, knowing upfront what it is. And it's like, come and get it done. I don't have to be at home. You can just go ahead, have somebody open the door for him and he will go get it done and go. That can be productized. So you need to find your 99-cent burger. And that's, consider yourself owning a store and you're going to have 9 items. And you're going to have maybe 2 or 3 of the 99-cent burgers just to bring people in and keep the wheels spinning. You need constant work. You need work every day for you. You're in business. It's not a hobby. This is your main business. Now, once you got that wheel spinning, and from the get-go, maybe 50% of your call is going to be that 99-cent burger, but the other 50% is people who now trusted you and they would like for you to custom an offer for them. It's like, hey, what about this? I have a water heater. It's not in your menu, but could you, just busted last night and we want it done now. This is an emergency, and in an emergency, people doesn't ask how much anymore. The question change is when you can get here.
Yep. How fast?
How fast? So now you'll go in your own terms, replace that water heater. As we discussed in the first episode, you need to keep that trust going, and you need to charge with the cost plus pricing method. This is how much the water heater is, $500. This is my materials. This is the extra hoses that I get. This is all that stuff, and you add them up, and then you do your overhead and profit. So now you have the lead generator, which is your 99-cent burger. Don't go spend $40, $50 on leads. That's just not a recipe for success. Now you have your service marketing for you. And this is the best way you market with your service. I have a story about this. I'll make it quick, so I'm not talking a lot about this. I have built, when I was 21 years old, I said, Wilmington has 50 apartment complexes. And they all have Kharbats. How can I have all of them? I just want every one of them.
Yeah.
And my price was $50 flat for any apartment. And that's including the pre-spray, the treatment, all that stuff. I included everything in the $50. My competition at the time used to charge $35, plus for the stains, plus for this, plus for that. That was the upsell tactics back in the days. I went in with a flat rate. But how did I get most of those apartment complexes? I got probably about 47 all at one time. And we were just doing apartments during the 90s. And of course, we had the hurricanes and everything else. Now, this is the trick. I used to call in apartment complexes and I used to tell them, hey, I have a truck open for 2 hours and 2 technicians sitting doing nothing. Can I send them over to clean whatever vacant you have at no charge?
Yeah.
And they're like, really? Let's check with our superintendent. We'll call you right back. And they'll call me. It's like, yeah, we have these 2 apartments. Now, I tell my guys, when you go out there, you're going to find them messy. They're not painted. They're not clean. All these guys trying to do reverse their work order just to take advantage of this free visit. So what you want to do, you want to grab the stuff, get it out of the way, vacuum, clean that carpet, and this is your opportunity to thrill them. And this is $20 bonus. This is $20 bonus. This is it. I'm spending money on this job. I'm not making money on it. But this is what I want you to do. After you're done, you go to the office, you tell them, this is our W-9, this is our general liability, and this is our information if you need any jobs in the future. So this whole thing costed me probably with labor and everything $100. But guarantee me, there's 50 apartment complexes at $100, maybe $5,000 campaign that brought me a lot of business for many, many years.
Yeah.
So so buying advertising with your own work is the way to go. Freedom. If someone can't pay you, or if someone is in trouble or something like this, just kind of like make 1 out of 4 jobs marketing job. Like this is the job you're not going to make a lot of money with. Okay, fine. Don't make a lot of money with it. Just make sure you use it to thrill the customer and make them promote you on their social media and talk about it. So the summarize of the first step is to productize your service. You have the 99-cent burger and you have the emergency in your menu. You do the water heaters or whatever line of business you're in. Even in sandwiches, I have a bagel shop that offers the cream and cheese for like 99 cents. Then they have the lox for $14. Yeah, and when we go out there, I go and buy everybody the 99 cent, and I keep the kids not looking at the menu until one girl spots deluxe. It's like, I want deluxe. Like, okay, so now you have to buy the $14 sandwich. So, cool.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, my dad, he does exterior remodeling down in Myrtle Beach, not too far south of you. And when I was working for him, I used to have him doing a $99 gutter cleaning. And I mean, it would get new customers that he'd not done sunrooms and stuff for, and then they trust him.
I was thinking as you were saying this is what can you productize that? And that gutter cleaning thing is genius because you will see everything wrong with their fascia, with the soffits. My house is 21 years old. I could use that service now.
Yeah, yeah. You see a lot of people with trees growing out of the gutters.
Oh, water intrusion and it's not covered by insurance claims, by the way.
Oh, yeah. And HOAs hate it.
Yeah, water intrusion is seepage, I guess. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
So,
yep. All right, so that's the first part. Let me check my notes here. High ticket emergency items, you covered that. And one thing you did mention here in the notes I've got, always take pictures of everything because you can use that later, and that way you get the maximum benefit of all the the loss leader stuff that you're doing.
sure. And you can use them for the before and after with the customer permission. You can use them also for if there's any claims or any insurance, you have your photos before and after. I mean, sometimes you walk into the job and if you see something wrong, you need to mention it to the customer before you start the work.
Yeah.
Because as you know, if you mention it before, it's their problem. If you mention it after the job is done, it's your problem.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter if you find termites. It's your problem, your fault.
Absolutely. Customer will try to blame you on everything. That's their intelligence. They're good people, but they have no idea. They've never seen that scratch on their hardwood floor before you can.
Yep. And you told I won't tell the whole story, but go back and listen to the episode before this one for the fan story about that lawsuit. And you see exactly why you be careful with everything. So we'll segue from the photos to, you mentioned, which the photos are good for this, a physical profile folder. So what exactly is that?
So I think in the previous episode we were talking about how you need to craft your messaging and your offer, and how you should have a photo for yourself showing your physical self. I mean, before and after photos work, but works better if they see this. And if they see all in a tool doing the job, that is who's coming. That's their screening. Actually, that works better than even going through all those screening platforms. They see the guy standing behind the job doing the work for you, and you want to use that in your profile, and you want to hand it out to your customers. You want to hand it out the folder. I think we talked about what's in the folder. Mm-hmm. You need to have the first page with your picture, your mission, your mission statement, some kind of testimonials from customers, and a way to contact you, a QR code, a magnet, something of that nature. And you need to take those and you need to hand them out to the person, the superintendent, the person that's in charge in that big complex, and then make a list of every huge building around you and go and offer your service to them, whatever service you're offering. If you're selling gelatos, you need to go and get in touch with those big Fortune 500 companies around you and offer them events that you could come out on the weekends, or you could come out on certain days and serve gelatos for $500. I mean, there's all kind of ideas. When you have this folder, you can go in and they'll know right away as soon as you open it, what do you do? Because there's Khar with a hat scooping gelato. I mean, you don't have to say much.
Yep. And a lot of people thinking too, well, I don't have money for the expenses like buying folders. With my dad's company, one of his roofing suppliers, they would give us free folders, and it had a small, their logo real small on it, but it was full of my stuff. It had my business card in it, and there's a lot of stuff you can get for free from suppliers, even gelato maybe. Like, get in touch with your supplier that supplies the ingredients to you, and they may have promotional folders.
Absolutely. And I don't mind piggybacking on a bigger name.
Yeah.
So never go against everybody. If somebody's offering, if Ozempic is doing good for people or bad, whatever, and you're a personal trainer, don't go 100% against Ozempic. Maybe you want to piggyback on the name and use the, help the people that's using Ozempic to train them to keep their muscles. So never go against anything. Always piggyback and work together with big names. Always, use big names when you're doing your marketing, or it's like and never talk down on anybody. Even
even your competitors.
Only me, I can talk about home advisors and Angie's List because
we can talk about those guys because they're horrible.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So we're now that you're transparent, that you're standing behind your service, that you're offering your prices up front, and you have very, very affordable services that's clear for anyone to order. Now you have a store, and the next thing is you want to invite people to come to your store and see your products, which is the profile. Passing that profile is one thing. Also, you need to take that same profile or the same concept of your online profile and share it on your social media, on your website, everywhere you can. Just keep that kind of like uniform everywhere. People see you, they see you in the same image. Now you're building a brand, because marketing, advertising without a brand is very difficult. You need to have your reviews. You need to have a brand behind you to speak. And the brand is you. You as a service provider, you are the brand. Don't ever fall for this logo thing or grab your truck. All that stuff is in and out. They're fat. What stays forever is your name. I've been in the service business for 35 years, and my largest, biggest customers who are very intelligent, they can care less about the Sano or the Sano brand. They always call for Omar, and that's so. And so at this stage here, you want to be the brand. Forget about trying to waste money on promoting a big, large business logo. Don't do that yet. And don't do it together. Now it's time for you to make yourself strong in the market. And your mission is to raise money for the next phase. So now you're raising money, you're hustling, you're working, you're productizing, you're raising money. Now, the biggest thing beside raising money, you're not in the business to make money only. You're in the business to compound clients. You're a compounding client that's growing at a rate from 1 to 1,000 every 10 years. And each client now is repeat. And each repeat client now is speaking highly of you. So those are marketing tools also. So they are the demand, and at the same time, they are the one who's promoting, your services. So basically, now it's growing exponential, and it's a win-win. It's a network effect that cannot go wrong if from the beginning, if you start by investing in the word of mouth. So basically that's very, very important recipe for you to get. It doesn't matter your language skill. It does not matter your education level, all that stuff. It does not matter when it comes to word of mouth. Nobody can compete with you because the recipe is clear. One happy customer refers to two, the two refers to four, the four refers to 8, 16, on and on and on. In year 10, that number becomes 1,024. So and these are repeat business that come back and use your service again and again, and hopefully forever. And at the same time, they're speaking of you and they're promoting your business. So it's a great recipe.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I guess also on that note with service businesses, because one of the mistakes that my dad's company would make sometimes is it was one-off jobs. Like they would go do a sunroom, but they weren't prepared to offer a recurring or a repeatable. I mean, how often does somebody buy a new sunroom? Like maybe never, unless there's a storm.
Yeah.
And carpet cleaning, stuff like that, though. I mean, that's a recurring, regular,
And again, our biggest ticket item was the emergency water damage restoration.
Yeah.
One of my long-term employee who was very good. He has a personality. He's tall. He's a hustler. He's and I made a deal with him. I made it attractive for the guy to make bonuses every time he lands a water damage job. And this is something doesn't happen, like you said. It happens once in a lifetime in somebody's house. So his strategy was like this: after every carpet cleaning job, he used to offer not offer, he just used to mention, he had a script before he walked in and he had a script after he left. And the script when he walks in is like, hello, my name is da-da-da, we do this 1, 2, 3, 4. You order today such and such, can you show me where I can start from? And they'll say, yes, yes, yes. It's like, hey, I've noticed you have a dog, would you like the pet treatment? So that's add on. And he's not only adding on pet treatment, he's actually protecting himself from the customer complaining about smell afterwards. Because we do the steam cleaning, you wet this carpet, after 2-3 hours while it's drying, you're going to have this odor. And unless you use pet treatment or enzymes, the customer is going to think you did it.
Yep.
So he offered it just to protect himself. And then at the end of the job, he used to say, and by the way, we respond 24 hours for emergency mishap. Whether you had a water damage, somebody threw up on the carpet, something like this, call us, we'll show up. Mm-hmm. He doesn't talk about pricing. He doesn't talk about anything. He just say, we are 24 hours. We have somebody, 24 hours will respond to you. Most likely it would be me, And in 2 weeks, somebody happened to have a busted water heater that flooded the entire upstairs, went downstairs, and they called who? They called him before they called anybody else. I mean, they called their insurance agent, and their insurance agent's like, do something about it. Call a plumber or somebody. It's like, okay, I remember Carl said something a few weeks ago about this. They called Sano, and he was the guy 24 hours in call because he was making $100 on every water damage. Bonus plus. So in there, he locked that job. It was like $20,000 job. And when he went to the customer, I was like, how much? He said, no, it doesn't work that way. When it's like this, we bill it all to the insurance company. And the customer's like, make it new. So that's how we used to get water damages jobs. We did over 2,500 jobs in my 25 years of owning the business. And that's a lot of water damage.
And where you live is perfect for that too, with the storms.
Oh yeah. The hurricanes and all that stuff. But I mean, you can do the same thing with the property management, with the community management, with the commercial real estate owners. I mean, keep that in mind if you're in the home service or if you're in that arena. Now, if you're in a restaurant or if you're serving gelatos or if you're doing home decoration, I mean, it's endless, the stuff that's out there. And you just have to sit down and brainstorm who is your clients. Make a list of them. What's the best offer? What they're looking for? What's high in demand? And do your 99-cent burger. And then be prepared for the big opportunities.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not luck. It's you were prepared for that luck. So you have to be prepared for that luck because you never know what's going to come.
Yeah. All right. So we've got somebody, they started a business, they're turning that side hustle into something real. And if they're following your advice, they're getting lots of clients. So now we've got to worry about work-life balance. So chances are they've still got a W-2 job. They've got family. They got to keep wife and kids or husband and kids, everybody happy. So how do they balance all that?
At this stage and the stage before this, there's no life work balance. I mean,
I'm glad you said that because a lot of people try to do it and it stresses them out more.
It pisses me off. I mean, it's like, listen, you gotta hay while the sun is shining. It's summertime. It's Saturday. You're stop answering your call, going to the beach, and you're in your first year in business. You're in heating and air, and first thing you do, you go buy a jet ski. And when are you going to use that jet ski?
Yeah.
So that's forget about that. I mean, the first stage, the 0 to 1, you have a lot of time, and you have very little money. Maybe lean. You got no money at all, maybe. And then you want to use your time and use that toward marketing. That's what you got to do because that's your marketing. In the second stage, you have no time and you have no money because all your money is going back, building the business, feeding the business, building reputation. So that's your one-man show. And you can take this model up to 250, 300,000 a year, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, there are times where I kept pushing it. I don't want to hire anybody till I got to that point.
Yeah.
I've done it to the point where my customer is like, send us anybody. You know, we don't want to wait till 6 o'clock, or this cannot wait till Monday. Send us anybody. When they start saying that, it's like, no, I want to be on the job. I want to do it for you. But then I realized maybe the value for the customer right now is they want it now rather than me. And that's when you go to phase 3. That's when you go from, you know, that stage 100,000 to the 1 million, and we'll talk about next. But for the work-life balance, forget about that. In this stage, your wife will understand. You know, as long as you're paying your bills and you're keeping the lights on in the house and you're providing food on the table, she will understand. And this is your chance to just kind of serve, provide, build reputation for yourself, and get that wheel to spin. You know, and you know, the race cars won't start till they're at 4,000 RPM. So right now you're in the 3,000 RPM, and you're very close to getting to 4,000 RPM. And once the engine starts, fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I listen to a lot of Dave Ramsey stuff, and you know, he's the get out of debt guy.
Yes.
And same advice. Like whether you're trying to start a business or you're trying to get your family out of debt, you just get every side job, every hustle, and you understand that there's going to be a period of time when you work, so that you get to a point where you don't have to work all the time. Then you can buy a jet ski.
I love Dave Ramsey. We used to listen to him in the truck when the kids were younger. As a matter of fact, my son Zaid can do the early intro really, really well. And when he was 6 years old, he can recite like, where the debt is dumb, and the status of whatever. You know, I can't remember that intro.
Yeah, cash is king, debt is dumb.
Exactly. That my son can recite that. You know, and they grew up listening to Dave Ramsey, and it pays off now that they all know that is stupid. But yeah, it's great now. Cool. Yeah. So basically, how to manage your work is also important, because now you're getting the wheel to spin, and you not only have work, you also have, you know, you need a day to cut your hair, you need a day to be at your kids' lunch, you need to take your dad to the doctor, whatever life can throw you. And so this is how I schedule my work. I used to start with Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. And I used to leave Wednesday and Friday blank. I did not schedule anything for Wednesday or Friday. The reason is Wednesday is in the middle of the week. I might need some more time to catch up with the work I've done on Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. And sometimes some of the guys offer jobs that takes a week or 4 days or so. You know, don't schedule more than 4 days a week, and keep some margin for error or margin for surprises, because that happens. So Wednesday used to be the day where I kind of catch a breath, I do my paperwork, I do all that stuff. And then on Friday, you leave that open for opportunities. Because again, I mean, you're just not lucky that somebody called you with a $30,000 job on Friday because nobody else show up. And this is what happened. Everybody's busy on Friday. All your competitions are running around trying to catch up, except for you sitting, waiting for those opportunities. And guess what? Friday is the day that I used to make most money from not scheduled jobs. This is nothing on my schedule for Fridays, but this is the day that I have load of work, because people want it last minute. Vacation rentals want things done today because somebody's moving in at 6 o'clock. And you know, so basically Friday is your day for opportunities. And for some reason, everything that can go wrong will go wrong on Friday. Traffic is bad if you live in cities like Wilmington. So basically you want to be out away from the road, away from everybody. If you have to schedule, if you have more demand, start scheduling Saturdays. It's a day to work in the morning because there's not much traffic on the road. You're out there by yourself, and people love it that you're working on the weekend because it's convenient for them. you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we have some guys that wanted extra time and start working on Saturdays, but life work balance. I used to give them 4 days of hard work, and they love it because the most expensive thing and the hardest thing is to start and break down and set up the equipment and start the work. Yeah. So basically, if you do it 4 days, you're saving a couple of hours a week from having.
Yeah.
So so basically, leave Fridays for opportunities and leave Wednesdays for catching up, and schedule those 3 days and condense your schedule on those 3 days because those are the days like you're actually an operator, not an entrepreneur. You know, you're just out there delivering results, your hands on, and it would be great if you forget about the phone and don't answer phone calls. Set up your online scheduling. Boots and Ladders offers that, by the way. You can set up your schedule and have the work directed straight, and people can pick morning, afternoon, or evening. It depends how you set up your schedule. So yeah, to back on that, if you have an upfront offer with a price, people will go and schedule it. And I tried this first in 2006, and people at the time thought, there is no way people is going to do online scheduling for like services. And I'm like, listen, it's my dad was at the time sick and I have to be with him. I can't be in the office as much as I was between office managers. So I'm the guy who had to answer. So there was a tool that I implemented on my website. I started taking appointments. Then after that, I said, Omar, what if you start asking for upfront money? This way I don't have to chase them for the fees. It's great, $100. We can come and clean your carpet. I mean, it's not a rocket science. I'm not gonna charge you more, and I'm not gonna charge you less. So, and customer actually felt very nice because they want to hold me to it. So they were paying upfront on the platform, booking $100 carpet cleaning jobs. I'm like, wow! Guess what this did to me? That saved me from having to go give estimates. That saved me from having to chase after my money, invoicing, account receivables. 40% of my idle time now went away by doing it. The only issue I have is I still have my other big, not an issue, but the opportunities, the big jobs that needs estimates and needs back and forth stuff. And that is very hard to productize. And just recently now, we can very much, the house is becoming cookie cutters and water heaters are becoming the same in every house. And so now more and more services can be productized. So that's what, we're hopefully going toward.
Okay. Yeah, it saves a lot of time, a lot of your time, and you can do more work.
Yeah. Now, that's the online schedule. You can save a lot of time by scheduling everything in one area, one zip code or whatever. I've learned that from UBS. They only make right turns. You know, if there's a gas station down the road on the left or on the right, and there's a gas station here on the left, I'll drive the extra mile and make the right turn, because coming out of a left turn there's if you're in 30 years in business, chances you're going to be hit twice. And and each time it takes an extra 2-3 minutes to get out of that left turn. So right turns, stay in the same zip code, schedule like on Mondays I'll be in Masonboro area, on Tuesday I want to be in Ogden area, and so on. So constrain your area and don't grow out of your zip code till it's 100%. You're the king of that zip code. Once you become king of that zip code, like that, no. Who to call for a plumber? Yeah, everybody next door will point out to this guy, or everybody in Boots and Ladders like, this is it. This is the king. This is the guy that everybody uses. So you can get to that status if you constrain.
I've got a construction client that he's in a touristy area, but he's trying to grow out of his zip code. And I keep telling him, don't do that. Just because he doesn't charge more for travel either, and yet his guys will sit an extra hour and a half in traffic getting to a job site. And I keep telling him, man, you are losing money doing that. Just stay within a 15-minute drive of your shop until that area is like you've done every house.
Absolutely. Again, I was in the service, same company, the same area for 25 years of owning it myself. And as soon as I sold it, the guys want to branch out to Jacksonville and Raleigh and everywhere else. I'm like, wait. Are you to your maximum capacity in Wilmington? You're only running 5 trucks. You need to go up to 15 trucks before you think of another branch. We still have more, supply to serve here before we start spreading thin into other locations. Probably they realized that now, and they went back to focusing on Wilmington, and they scaled sideways by offering other services. So
yep.
So cool.
All right. So now that we're in business, we're getting customers. No matter how good a job you do, no matter how awesome you are, you're always going to have a few bad customers. So how would you recommend? Because we don't want it to hurt the business when it's in its infancy like this. So what would you recommend for that?
You're talking customer taking advantage.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's an ongoing problem, and the customer is not doing it out of bad faith or anything. They're just unsure if they got their money worth, and they will ask for more until you say no, and then they're sure it's like, oh yeah, I got my money worth. So and I used to get that a lot. The first time somebody asked me to help him out cut a tree limb in the backyard, I was extra nice with customers. I overdid it with being promoting myself, and the guy is like, if this guy solved one problem for me, he might solve every other problem I have. And now they're asking you to cut a tree limb. And I'm like, well, how do I get out of that? I was a 20-year-old immigrant kid who does not know how to out a situation. I was like, and I'm not good with heights. I don't want to go up the ladder and do this. That's why I'm cleaning carpets. And I was like, I didn't know what to tell the guy. I didn't know how to get out of that situation. And that's what got me to think, next time somebody asks me for something like this, I need to find a way to get out of it. And I came up with this, is like, you can always get out of a situation by offering a service. It's like, would you help me cut the limb? He said, yeah, of course, we offer that service. It would be $500, but I'll have to schedule it next week. Bam, he was like, whoa, no, I'm going to get somebody else to do it. I was like, okay. I still look good. I still look, I haven't, And so basically, when you're at the customer house and they ask you to do one extra thing, could you please help me move this couch to the 3rd floor? Like, yeah, sure. We have this extra service that costs this extra much, and it would, and we can offer it, and we can do it right after this job if you would like. And I was like, no, I'll just wait for my son to get back from school. Like, okay, thank you. So always be selling. Always be selling. You always sell. Because this is it. You're in the business. You have the truck. You have your expenses every day. You have your uniform on. Once you got your shirt, your uniform, your hat, you are not you anymore. You're in the service business. And what you do is you're exchanging your time for money. So for everybody that asks for every little extra thing, just because you're a nice guy, you have to have a price for it. And always answer is like, sure, I'll be like my brother in the heating and air, and they install air conditioners, and somebody will call him 5 years later. It's like, the unit that you installed for us is not running. And Jason, of course, is an extra nice guy. He's like, no, I'll be right there, and it will be 6 o'clock in the evening. I'm like, no, this is not what your answer should be. Is like, well, I'll be more than happy to come and respond. My service costs $180. I'll look into the warranty, see if this is something covered.
Yep.
And then when he goes to the customer's house, it's the condensation line that's clogged. And it's like, wait a minute, now he did not replace the condensation line, he replaced the unit. And this is something should be on the customer side. Hey, it's just, you always have to reply. You have to have a script for every situation, and script and memorize it, and always, say one before the job, say one after the job.
Oh, yeah. I used to, with my dad's business, I had a list of, because when his guys would get to a job site, it'd take a certain amount of time to set up tools and do the job. While they're there, half the cost of getting a customer, they're already there. And so I had a list of things that all these services and everything, I would tell them, like, look at the list and then walk around the house and talk to the customer. Like, do you want me to go ahead and clean your gutter while I'm here? It'll be this much. Do you want me to? And but I never could get his guys to do it. They
Well,
just wanted off the job site.
doctors are doing it to us. Nurses are doing, dentists are doing it. Like I go to the
Yeah. Oh, the dentists are horrible for that.
Yeah, it's like, by the way, you have that and that needed done. It's like, well, I came here today for this. It's like, yeah, today we're going to look at it and we're going to bring you back next week. It's like, I'm in pain. Can you do something? So, and you never leave a doctor office before they give you a follow-up appointment.
Yeah.
And you know why they do that, right? Mainly, not because you really need it, just to protect themselves by saying, we offered the guy to come back, or we wanted the guy to come back. He didn't come back, then he died, and it's his problem.
He should have came back.
He should have came back, or he grew a tumor or something. We asked him every 3 months, and he didn't. So they will always blame it on you if they have their way of protection. They know how to protect themselves. And 99% of our customers have more education on that area than we do. They're expert. Some of them are attorneys who've been in court more than you did, and they know how to protect themselves. Believe me. Mm-hmm. So I'm out there and I'm doing different things. In my 20s, saying stupid stuff, and then this attorney goes to me and he put me on the spot. It's like, no, you owe me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was like, okay, gotta do it now. Yeah. So, and what, you can prevent all that. And I should have added this point to the previous questions that you had for me. Saving time, you can save yourself a lot of time by taking one, extra 10 minutes to do the fail test. The fail test is to meet your customer's expectation and then some. Make sure everything was done. Make sure you test it to the point where if it breaks, it better breaks now before it breaks a year or two later from now. And so you do the fail test. It takes an extra minute. You do one extra thing for this customer to make him happy and to talk about your stuff. And I used to tell my technicians, inspect, don't expect. Do not expect that it was done. No, inspect again, do the fail test, make sure that it's, ask the customer if they see something you don't see, and test everything before you leave. That's very important, to just kind of, to stop customers from taking advantage from you. And believe it or not, customers, they determine whether they're happy or not based on the job results more than it is based on the buying experience from you.
Yeah.
Yep. If they're happy with you, if they're happy buying from you, they're most likely going to say good things about the experience. Same, we do this with cars. We buy a car, and when we do the review, we're not talking about the car. We're talking about the experience when we bought the car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and cool. All right, what was?
That's pretty much it for this one, this episode. Let's see, make sure we got everything. So, episode 1, we covered the 0 to 1. Now we've hit 1 to 100K, and the next time we tune in, it'll be 100K to 1 million, scaling without breaking.
Very good. Yeah. So the phase of your life, you're dealing with the hustle. You're hustling. Everything is a mystery. You have no idea what's going on. You need to find the things that's in demand, and you need to offer a solution to a big problem if you can. Like find a problem that you can solve. Focus, constrain on a small small area, and then you need to hustle. You have more time than you have money. You need to give service and do demonstrations and be out there and let people see you and start collect reviews for yourself, and then once the wheel turns just a little bit, you need to go back, sit down to the planning table and start to the drawing table and start plan your offers. And you need to have some of those offers, the cheap express offers, and some of those offers are the high-end big bucks, and how to prepare for all that stuff. You need to also write down your script, before start the job, what to tell the customer, and the script after you're done with the job. Those scripts have to be carefully designed. Highly advise you have a chat with the JVTs and brainstorm all that stuff with them. to craft your messaging
Yeah.
and to position yourself in a very good area, and always be iterating, because the difference between persistence and insanity, they're both the same thing, except one little different. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over, expecting different results. But a persistent is you're doing the same thing and you're persistent, but you're making little changes along the way. And they call that iteration. You can iterate, iterate. You keep changing your offer, you keep making sure that you're making those little changes till you have the perfect offer, and now you are set up to scale. And scaling, now you're going to go to the 1 million, and the 1 million revenue a year is your breakthrough to beyond.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is the hardest thing, is to get to the 1 million. And once you got to that $1 million, that's it. This is it. Now, no more time, but I have a lot of money, and with this money, I can do more. Now I can scale. So let's just getting to that one line.
Okay. Sounds good. So everybody, be sure to tune into the next episode, and that's where we're going to talk about that and how you can scale this thing and set it up for big success.
Thank you, Dave.
Hey, real quick before I let you go, I've got some exciting news. I just signed a big influencer partnership with Lowe's, the home improvement store. The place where you buy lawnmowers and lumber and garden stuff and patio stuff, and you go when something breaks in your house and you have no idea what it's going to take to fix it. So I get a commission from every sale that comes from my links. It's an exclusive partnership with them. I'm doing a big influencer thing as one of their creators. And so you'll see some really cool projects coming down the pipeline soon here on the farm. But I wanted to let you know in the show notes and also in the link tree on all my socials, there's a link to my Lowe's storefront. Do me a favor. Anytime you want to get something from Lowe's, if you'll hit that link, click on one of my products. It doesn't even have to be what you're looking for. Just click on the product through my storefront, and then you can search for the thing you're wanting to buy. And what that does is it tags it to my influencer program. I get points, I get a small commission, and Lowe's is actually, they have a staggered thing where they're going to reward me more and more and help me do bigger and bigger projects, eventually where I'll have some pretty cool farm DIY stuff going on there. So help me out with that, and I just wanted to tell you all about it because I am really excited about this partnership.